Let's go check out that forecast here, 12:14 this afternoon. It is a chilly start, but Jessica, things are looking up as we inch closer into the end of the week.
You know, I don't think it's possible to look down where we have been with temperatures recently. We gotta warm up eventually, and we are looking ahead to some warmer days, and that's not going to be hard to do just given how cold it has been recently. This first stretch of February, our first week of February, the 1st through the 7th, we're running almost 15 degrees below average for just that first week. So that's actually the 5th coldest on record at Hopkins since 1930. So it's been just an incredibly frigid start to February, and really those cold temperatures extend all the way back into January as well. Here's a look at the last 2 weeks of temperatures. 30 degrees on Friday is about as good as we have done. We had plenty of teens for the last part of January. In fact, we've got to go all the way back to January 22nd for the last day that our high temperature was above the freezing mark. So we are at 17 days ending up below the freezing mark. Today will likely make 18 for us. Now, it's not quite a record. The record is actually 38 days. That was set back in 1977, but still top 20 for sure with just this really incredible cold stretch that we've had January and now into February as well. With all of that being said, that ice concentration on Lake Erie is still very high. We did get some very strong winds, particularly on Friday and into Saturday. It kind of shuffled around some of that ice that was a little bit looser and caused a few cracks in the ice, but we do still have a very high percentage of the lake that is frozen. It's about 95% right now. So plenty of ice out there, plenty of frozen creeks, streams, rivers. So we're going to eventually work on melting some of that. We do have some warmer temperatures in that forecast. So we are looking at a good chance for above average temperatures as we get towards the second half of the month. So that's going to be something to look forward to because we have been nowhere near average over the last few weeks here. Average highs about mid-30s, and we're not going to get anywhere near that for today. We did have some nice sunshine yesterday and earlier this morning. Some clouds have been moving in across downtown Cleveland, but generally pretty quiet. 22 degrees right now, so we're better than yesterday, but still well below average. We do not have much of a wind out there, so we don't have much of a wind chill on top of these cold temperatures, which is a nice change because that wind chill has been fairly brutal lately. Most of us starting to creep up into the 20s. We still got a couple of spots holding in the teens. 19 down towards the Akron-Canton Airport. Ashtabula had an incredibly cold start this morning. They're up to 16 right now, so at least trending in the right direction. Here's some of that cloud cover that has moved in. Again, no rain or snow with this. We really got to go up into even the UP of Michigan for any significant snow, but some of that cloud cover is going to be filtering through, and we'll keep the clouds around as we go through the evening and overnight. Not as chilly for tonight. Temperatures generally in the 20s. We'll have more of those 20s through the overnight hours, and we'll pick up a good southerly breeze through the overnight. So those temperatures are going to hold pretty steady and even warm a few degrees as we head into tomorrow morning. So we'll pick up that National Design Right hour-by-hour forecast tomorrow morning. Most of us already starting off in the 20s. We'll start with a good southerly breeze initially. We will have some clouds on and off as we go through the day, but we do look mostly dry. That wind is going to work on shifting around later in the day, but in the meantime, temperatures should be able to make it above the freezing mark for everyone as we get into the afternoon. It's going to be a very short window to enjoy those warmer temperatures because winds shift around, and as we get into Wednesday, colder air is going to be returning with a good northwesterly wind coming over the lakes. We'll keep those temperatures mostly in the 20s to near 30, and we'll pick up at least a chance for a little bit of a lake effect to develop through the day on Wednesday, and that could continue into the evening hours as well. So we'll watch that closely. Might see a few areas coming in mostly under an inch. Some locally higher totals could be possible, especially where we get some of those snow showers to persist through the snow belt areas. Look at that Union Home Mortgage forecast. Again, temperatures briefly warmer and above freezing on Tuesday. Better chance for some lake effect as we get into Wednesday. And then those temperatures still below average for the rest of the work and school week. Into the weekend, we're going to keep a close eye on a larger system that could potentially be moving through kind of the Midwest, Great Lakes. We'll see how that ends up playing out for us, and then hopefully trending a little warmer into next week.